Alright, so I got a camera for in my car, finally. And today was the first day that I kind of figured out how to let it run and record, and I actually went out and gave rides for a long enough time, and I have some footage. So we just have a little bit of footage to share with you today. I've got a little pep talk for somebody else, and then I ask some people for advice for B, and then I meet up with somebody that I have given a ride already to, a neighbor of mine, and we just have a good little neighborhood talk about all things South Minneapolis. And actually, this moment, I don't even remember if anything happens after that. So stay tuned. I'm going to try to just make this short and sweet and to the point. No wasted time for either one of us. That's my goal.
Oh, she's right here.
Hey, just you?
Yep.
You got everything?
Sorry.
I said you got everything?
Yeah, it's been a bad day. My transmission is out on my car.
Oh.
My bosses let me go to therapy at 11:45, and I texted them at 12:45 and told them I was on my way back. It's 2 o'clock. I have no excuse
Hey.
to why I'm going to be late, because my mom decided to not give me her car like she decided to. And it's just like, I just hope I don't lose my job behind this. Do you mind if I eat?
No, please. Enjoy. Absolutely. Sorry about that.
And they know that my transmission went out, so they've been really, really lenient with me about getting back and forth to work.
Good.
But 11:45 to 12:45, and it only takes about 20 to 25 minutes for me to get from there. It's 2:03. I'm not gonna make it there to about 2:20, 2:25.
There's nothing you can do. You know, at this moment, you're on your way. You're doing your best. It's out of your control. You're doing what you need to do.
And they're the owners of the thing.
I mean, it sounds like they're being okay, you know? So, I'm sure you've heard this before, but instead of apologizing when you're late, have you heard of the thank you for your patience move? Instead of being like, I'm so sorry, just being like, thank you so much for your patience. Just turning it around so they have to be patient and gracious. Just assuming that they are going to be patient and gracious. It's kind of a baller move, I think. But you'll do fine. You show up, be a rock star, right? That's the reason why they let you go to therapy and they're being lenient with you. I bet you anything is because you're a good employee otherwise and they value you, right? Do you feel like that?
Yes, I'm still in training.
But they see that they see that you're a good employee and that they want to keep you. Good employees are hard to find and hard to keep. So you value this job and they value you.
I get to work today, Thursday and Friday, and my job. And on top of that, I needed to look up the apartment complex and got back to me and asked me to send in the application. I did it so that I could. So I was going to do it. What was I doing during this time possible to tell my job besides them seeing that I got it? So I mean, yes, I smell like chlorine. Obviously, I want some therapy, but what the hell am I supposed to do?
Just tell them your mom was late.
And it's just like I might be losing my job, and that's the thing. They know, you know how nice they are, like that are, they know that I don't have a transmission. I literally work with the owner every single day, Monday through Friday. She knows my situation, my housing situation. She knows my car situation, but at the same time, it's just she also knows to run a business. I'm the first person that the patients see before they see her. Now she's doing my job plus her job. That's my only thing. That's the worst part about all this. Is that I text her and told her, I said, "Hey, finishing up here at, I'll be back shortly." It's 12:27. Here it is, 2:13. That's the only bad part about all of it. I could have, girl, I ain't talked to her. I just almost called her. I'm not talking to her. I got all her car. I got in my car. I tried to drive my own car, but oh God, you said well,
Just tell the truth. I really just tell the truth with these people, with everybody in your life. Tell the truth. That's my advice. Your mom was late. And say that. That's more reason to tell the truth. For real. For real. For real. I can go in here?
Yeah.
Okay. This is so weird because I used to work for Amazon and all the Amazon vans. We used to, yeah.
My coworker boyfriend works for Amazon, and so, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this, and it's a clinic pool party.
You got it.
Clinic pool.
You got it. You got
You
it.
know, there's
Just
never
apologize and tell the truth. I say I got here as fast as I could. My mom was an hour late. I thank you so much. Yes. Have a great rest of your day. Hi. Yep.
Big fan of winter, huh?
Yes. Kind of gotta, can't beat it, join it.
Mm-hmm. Everyone was complaining about the Norfolk hotel getting changed. Supposedly that was like our nicest hotel,
That hotel was kind of slim.
Yeah. The new, what is it? Bolton? No. I don't know. There's one somewhere up in the northeast. Pittsburgh or somewhere around there that looks really nice.
We had a really nice one in Asheville.
Really?
That too. Yeah, that was like an old mansion. Really surprised that we ever had that one.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was really, really nice. Asheville was nice. Roanoke was super close too.
Okay, can I ask some questions?
Yeah,
Sure.
Shoot.
So you work for Spirit?
I used to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do either of you work for Delta?
Well, we work for Endeavor, who's owned by Delta.
Okay. Forgive me if this is a faux pas. I don't know airline etiquette, but so I sort of am thinking about being a flight attendant, maybe.
Okay.
You're not flight attendants, obviously, but what are your thoughts?
I think it's an awesome job if you like to travel and want to be able to have that
Okay.
opportunity.
Do flight attendants stay at the same hotels that y'all stay at? Okay.
I don't know. Is it that way here?
Okay. Yeah, we're always the same.
Okay.
I don't know if mainline does.
Spirit, we did not.
We didn't do it at Express Jet.
Yeah.
Split them up for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I think there was.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so it just depends on the company. There was some, like at Spirit, there was some hotels that we would stay in with the flight attendants, but it was very rare.
Okay.
At
Okay.
Endeavor, it sounds
I
like
didn't even think about that. Okay. Yeah.
Some companies will try and limit the amount of ease.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you're thinking about doing it, you live here. I mean, the training center is right where you pick us up at. All the flight attendants are there too.
Okay.
Yeah, if you go to Endeavor Air, I think, right? Yeah.
Okay.
And then, or just search Endeavor flight attendant jobs.
Okay. Yeah.
It's really nice.
I've-
It's you get free standby travel, which is awesome. So you can go anywhere in the world that you want to go.
That's the thing.
Yep.
Flight attendants are the only ones that can really use that.
Yeah, right.
The rest of us, they work us too hard, especially once you upgrade. But you hear these stories of these flight attendants. It's time to do that.
I know.
They can drop all their shifts if they want to.
Yep.
Go down to nothing, and then they just use their benefits and travel
Yep.
everywhere. I'm super jealous of that.
That's kind of, the dream, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy for them. Just capitalize. Somebody should take advantage of some big benefits that they tell us we have.
Yeah.
But yeah, flight attendants for sure.
Somebody has to fly the plane, man.
Yeah,
So thanks for that.
Yeah, I would totally.
Okay. Yeah.
I would
Okay.
definitely look into it.
So Endeavor is the one who actually employs
Well,
everybody?
Endeavor is a regional airline owned by Delta.
Okay.
So it's some of the smaller planes that say like Delta Connection.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I know, like, when I've flown, they're like, this is an Endeavor, they
Yeah.
say that.
Yep.
Run by,
Yep. But Endeavor the company is headquartered here in Minneapolis, which is nice.
Yeah.
And, I don't know how it is right now, but I know a lot of the time typically start at like a regional airline or something. We're really getting hired at like Delta or American or United, like the big airlines.
Yes, I think that is a thing. I mean, I was hoping to just go straight to Delta,
Yeah.
but
I think they're the same as us. You're going to start at a regional and then
kind of work your way up.
from Endeavor to Delta, which I'm pretty sure the flight attendants have it similar to us.
Okay,
Endeavor would be awesome for you if you live here.
okay.
We have a base here, you don't have to commute to work. Like, both of us live in Florida.
Right. You mentioned Lauderdale. I grew up in Tampa.
Okay, I grew up in Tampa.
Okay.
And I live in Satellite Beach now.
Okay.
On the other side, Melbourne.
Uh-huh.
Did you go to high school there?
Yeah, plant. Where'd you go?
I went to King.
Oh,
Where
okay.
did you graduate? No, I'm older than you. I'm probably a lot older.
No, that's why I was like looking.
I knew.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I graduated in 1995.
All right, I was 92.
Oh, okay.
I had a girlfriend that was in plant.
Oh,
Yeah, she may have been
what was her name?
Sydney Smith.
See, because I have a sister who graduated in 92.
Yeah.
And
You know what nuts really looks like when you're 18?
yeah,
Then you get older and you go, oh.
I
told you so?
we're going through the Cielo.
Get some.
Yes. But anyway, Tampa, good times.
Yeah, it was. The place was massive now.
Yes. Yeah, my parents still, we're also going to go through this one. Yeah, my parents still live in like Hyde Park, and it's crazy going back. I know that they've owned this building forever. So like but yeah, walking around there is like, it does not feel like what I grew up around,
Oh, gosh,
no.
Around the wrong corner, you can get shanked or something. I mean,
Right?
It's like Ybor was.
I know, Ybor.
Ybor, I feel like they try to
So many times.
They try to gentrify it, and they just can't.
They've still got roosters running around. Yeah. It will always be Ybor. Yeah, exactly.
All those bars turning and caught fire again, really?
Did you ever hear about that guy who was running lien scams in Ybor? Actually, all around Tampa. Liens.
Oh, putting liens on stuff? No.
So he would basically like title scams. So he would transfer the title. He like became a notary or something, and he would transfer the title of all these houses to himself, and then take out loans on them, and just get the cash. And now the lien is on the house. It's nothing that he has to repay.
Not surprised.
It was like I think it was early 2000s, like before the mortgage crash.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like.
But it was like massive, like hundreds of millions of dollars worth of mortgage fraud that he was doing.
My in-laws, they had a house next to it that had a car bomb go off. Well, they live on the water off of West Shore there, and so there was a house that was up for rent, and the guy showed up in town to rent it. I guess he was trying to put a strip club up, and of course everyone knows Joe Redner owns that town, and the word on the street was that Joe did it, but no one's going to say that out loud. Redner owned bonds in 2001 or whatever. Anyway, that guy's got so many mob ties, and then of course cars blowing up.
Yep.
Yeah,
I love that.
Try to compete with that guy.
Huh.
Yeah, Tampa's got a lot of cool, like old school hidden secrets, like the Gasparilla Parade.
Oh my gosh.
Very first place
all the crews.
Was in, I forgot what they called the guys that run the Gasparilla Parade. But there's a name for these dudes.
The crews.
Yeah, there's a cruise, but there's a name for like the group of guys that actually run it.
Oh, okay.
And it's a weird. He invited me over to their clubhouse. It's
right.
Just in a neighborhood in South Tampa. Dude, the house is just on the outside. The inside's gutty. It's a bar inside there.
It's
lounges.
Like a motorcycle. They're all like motorcycle clubs,
so
but they're
crazy.
just like groups of guys.
Lawyers, judges.
That's
absolute.
insane.
You want to talk about a Tampa cabal?
Chemistry professors.
Yeah.
I know.
Bizarro
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
Have a good one. Thanks for the
Never
advice. Yeah.
worth it.
Yeah. Oh shit. Hi. Does somebody want to sit up front? Sorry. There we go. I don't usually have all this stuff up here. All right. How are y'all doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. You found me really fast for a mall pickup. So that was impressive.
Just the street down there.
Yes. So, and sometimes people just sit there and wait, and like I'm used to having to like move around, but I always go there first, you know?
658. Turn left on East 47th Street, then turn
It's here to grow greener, healthier communities for generations to
You
come.
got me once before, Wings Credit Union.
For NPR
Now I
News in the Twin
know
Cities, I'm Emily Reed.
to go into
Xcel
the
Energy
credit
says
union
it's
parking
discovered
lot.
tritium in 2 monitoring wells in Monticello from 350 feet. Turn left. And the tritium levels in both wells are below the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency's standard for safe drinking water. Xcel says it's adjusting the amount it pumps to help control the flow of groundwater. The utility says it has reduced tritium concentrations by more than 90% since the initial spill. Of more than 36 monitoring wells on the site, 2 directly below the plant currently measure tritium above EPA standards. Xcel says there's no threat to the Lilla.
Hi, yeah.
Hi, sorry.
No worries.
After reaching
Been
the
on the
conference finals
phone.
last season, the Minnesota Timberwolves begin another trip to the playoffs on Saturday night, taking on the
Yes.
Lakers in Los
Which is
Angeles.
good. We need it.
We did.
How are you doing today?
I'm pretty good. I think I drove you before.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're
Um,
we're neighbors.
Oh,
So,
cool.
yeah.
My car got lit on fire in
Mm.
an arson case of a car behind mine. So I'm in
Oh.
this weird looking at getting a car, but like
Yeah.
everything in this country right now, everything is like.
Cars are so expensive.
And it's summer and I'm big into biking.
Yes. And this is such a bikeable neighborhood.
Yeah, and I mean, my partner will drive me. Like, it's one of those things that, and I'm on their insurance. Like, it's just having to deal with the cops about it.
Ugh.
They don't even know who did it, so it's just kind of like. And the firemen were actually the ones that found it. The cops didn't do it until like the next day, and then they were like, "Oh, were you here when this happened?" I was like, "I was asleep."
They're like, do you know who did it?
Oh, by the way,
they always
like,
try to get you to solve it for them.
Even if people are like not anti-cops, a lot of them don't do anything.
No, I am anti-cop, and they're bad at their jobs, and they always,
Well, I'm working on a design project for the third precinct right now. We're gonna try to make it into a community-owned space because I'm like, y'all kept that thing up for 5 years. It was an eyesore to begin with, but also it's just kind of like that neighborhood needs to be revitalized really badly, and it needs to not be. I mean, that
be a
area,
police.
Because my dad lived in Longfellow in the 70s, and he's like, it's one of the last neighborhoods that's fighting for its life with mom and pop businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, we'll be damned if it's another loft system. They have enough lofts over there. Like,
yes. Owned by corporate realty groups.
Yeah, and it's just like, and all my friends, like, in other cities, everyone's paying attention to what's going on in Minneapolis because of how things were dealt with 5 years. I mean, in a couple weeks, it's going to be a 5-year anniversary of one of the most disgusting things.
Yes.
And it's just like, y'all, this isn't political. This is like, do you care about people or not?
Yep.
You know?
For sure.
And one of the art studio that I do stuff out of it's literally right next to Cup Foods, like the Chicago Avenue Fire Arts.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like it's like the concept of Minnesota Nice got smashed during that whole thing because everyone thought, oh, it's all like cool and bad. Like,
oh no, people found out. People found out that
it's been bad. Like even when I was a younger kid,
that Minnesota Nice means not ripping another person's foot off of somebody else's neck.
Mm-hmm.
That standing around and watching. That's Minnesota Nice.
Oh, he had criminal charges. I was like, doesn't matter.
They didn't look that shit up. And also, cops aren't allowed to kill people that have criminal charges.
They see the video. He was enjoying it.
And
he knew George, but that's another
I
thing.
know.
Like, when that started coming out, I was
that
like,
they work together.
This is like your way.
That he is an evil person. Yes.
And then his wife divorced him. I'm like,
oh, she just was waiting.
He had like so many things
complaints
that he's done during his. He had like, I don't know, like he been having 10 more complaints, but like I think it was like a lot. Like,
I'm
a
sure.
lot of them. And I had my license taken away by a cop in Minneapolis for no reason at all. I had to fight the state to get it back. I've never had a criminal record. I mean, it doesn't really matter.
No.
But at the same time, it's just kind of like, y'all just don't like people of color and queer people and trans people. It's like when that's what makes Minneapolis a really cool place to live is the diversity.
Yep.
So it's just kind of like,
Uh,
and I left my job recently at the VIA because they're cutting DEI. I mean, there's a lot of controversy going on right now there. I mean, the whole like thing of firing that one curator, and then like to the point where like David Lynch was signing like anti-Mia stuff about like they need. Like, I was just like, I can't. These institutions, non-for-profits, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
A lot of them just go on tax write-offs and everything.
yeah.
And then DEI is not just about people of color, it's about women getting maternity leave, it's about people having rights, it's
Yes.
about, like, people don't realize that DEI is, like, about protecting anyone who's not a white man.
Well,
Now,
white men realize that, and that's why they want to
That's
do
why
it
they
in a
wanna
way.
cut it.
Right.
and it's been so disappointing, but at the same time, the transparency has made my bank account better because I'm not blowing, like, hundreds of thousands of dollars at Target all the time now. Target was recruiting me to work for them, and I was
Literally?
like,
Like,
y'all, like, and they're like, but we do DEI. I'm like, you only did DEI
when it
you
was
lost
popular.
billions of dollars.
yes.
Like, at the end of the day, it's all just money.
I still have, my pharmacy is still inside a Target store.
You know
and
what? I don't shame people for, like, buying diapers from there.
No,
like,
no, no.
But it's like,
It's,
you know,
but it's funny because, like, I just went and picked up my prescriptions, and, like, I look around, and I, like, it's so easy to, like, not just start walking around the store and just, like, putting stuff in my cart. Like, I can just be like, fuck all this. Like, you know, yes, it's
and
nice.
all the businesses that made so much money off the pandemic, like Amazon, I had only bought maybe 3 things off of Amazon my entire life.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic hit, and they're like, well, we're like the only place that you can get stuff sent to you.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And once that is a habit.
You made billions of dollars off a horribly tragic situation. Like Elon, like he is the president.
I know.
Trump is kind of senile now.
Yeah. Oh, Trump is just there to do what
The advisor,
Putin
it's like Lord
wants
of the
him
Rings,
to
where
do.
that one king is getting like somebody like whispering in his ear, like,
Right.
do this, do this, do this, and like he's just using it as a platform to do what his, you know.
Yes.
And
Trump
his
is
family
there
rich
to
because of
do
the apartheid.
what Putin wants him to do, and then Elon is here to.
Like, all these conservative people, like, part of my family is like lost politically. Like there are people. It's like a cult. Like they don't listen to reason. They don't listen to science. They don't listen to anything. And they're like, but they're against abortion. I'm like, the single issue voter is the most dangerous
Absolutely.
voter in this country.
People, they really want me to
And
get
they're
on
like,
this 94
I'm
West.
like, no, reproductive rights is about saving women's lives. Like, because
Yes.
women are going to jail for having miscarriages.
Yes.
That is some handmaidens tale
Yeah. We're just gonna scoot
You know
someone
what?
in here.
City driving, sometimes
Hello.
you gotta do. Yeah, you. See, I know when I'm a good driver is because, like, I do that stuff too. I'm like, you know what? And also, people don't really.
Sometimes you have
they just kind of
to.
let you do it.
Yeah.
A lot of cities I've lived in, it's like they get out of their car and they lose it. And I'm like,
You know what? I make my living driving. I can't sit there for 20 minutes. It is money.
That's what I love about Lyft is because it, like, because I switched over from Uber because I'm like, Lyft, you can, like, if you can get, like, a queer person and a woman
in that program.
That.
Yep. And I don't drive for Uber.
And apparently, like, Lyft, I found out from a bunch of, like, drivers, because I'm part African, part East African, so it's just like they're paying for people's technical knowledge.
Oh,
the pay
that's
for,
cool.
like, I didn't realize that, but I've learned a lot from drivers about, like, they do have, like, kind of support systems of getting people, like, higher education paid, either paid for or, like, tuition discounts, whatever. I'm just like, okay, let's just, you know, out of all the companies, like, it's probably the least gross. Uber's awful.
Yeah.
Uber Eats, like,
I started driving in 2018, and I was like, I'm not driving for Uber. I'm just doing Lyft. And then I started again in January of this year, and I was like, oh, I'll think about Uber. But from what I've heard, they have not gotten better. So I'm like, nope, just sticking to Lyft.
also it's about protecting the driver's safety.
Yes.
You know, not just.
Yes.
But also Uber was having a lot of problems with drivers, like harassing.
Right, and I don't want to like be in that group.
Yeah, it's like,
I don't want to be a Uber driver.
I never had women drivers when I took Uber, like none. It was always like
I think
weird situations.
Yeah.
It's like getting a ride shouldn't be like traumatic for anyone,
right?
the driver or
Exactly.
the rider.
Yes.
Like,
And it
that's
shouldn't
common
be
sense,
like,
but apparently not really. To a lot of people, like a lot of companies just see it as money.
yes. Oh gosh, I really hope I get that ride. A $23 ride. Yes, please.
Lately, I've just been like, why take public transport? I can just take a Lyft to the airport.
Yeah.
Because that way I know I'm getting there in time. Like public transit. Like, the light rail's actually more dangerous than the bus.
And it's like, I mean, public transit is great, but it's like, it does take so long.
But they need to prioritize it being more streamlined than it is.
Yes.
Because when I lived in Chicago,
More
nobody had cars
rapid.
because you didn't need them.
Yeah. More rapid lines and fewer stops on a
Need
more
stuff going to North Minneapolis. But they're like, oh, people are almost like, do you know how much, like, people,
do you understand? North Minneapolis is always so busy for Lyft.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, there obviously needs to be more transit there.
Neighborhoods are North Minneapolis. Bryn Mawr,
Yes.
Kenwood,
Yes.
like, anything off of Theodore Wirth, like, all those mid-century modern houses, like, this idea of, like, any neighborhood being characterized a certain ways, like, it's so bogus. Like, no city is like that.
Yeah. No, and especially the Twin Cities, I feel like, is very...
remember you. Like, every Lyft driver I've had remembers me. And I'm just like, I grew up in a small town of, like, 700 people. So, like, that means a lot to me when people, like, actually remember. Like,
you have I mean, your name, you know.
And I take it I've been taking it a
lot. Yeah. And I
I
mean...
spend, like, maybe $500 on Lyft, but it's still cheaper than a car payment.
Yeah.
Like,
a car payment plus insurance. That's what I pay
also,
every month.
I don't have to, like, the level of accidents I've had to deal with where, like you don't have to worry about parking or... Like, I was in Northeast, like, 11, and, like, someone, like, smashed my car, and I was like...
Ugh.
It was just like... Like, it's obvious a car accident, y'all, like, and it's like you're traumatized and you're going through stuff, and they are not good at dealing with people that are going through.
No. Oh, so a few months after George Floyd was murdered, I was living in St. Paul, and right in front of my house, a cop pulled over a guy. So in our neighborhood, we had a guy that would drive around and collect metal, like, every afternoon and evening.
Yeah, there's so much of that in South
Yeah. And we all knew him. His name was Old Jerry. Like, we'd all just, like, if I was sitting out in my yard, I'd be like, oh, hey, and then I'd be like, oh, I have something, and I'd remember and go in and get it, whatever. And so he got pulled over, and that was so weird. First of all, like, any cop that, like, knows our neighborhood would know to not pull over Old Jerry.
They don't live in the neighborhood.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, you can just drop me off on the side because
that would be cool.
I don't even know anymore. This neighborhood is fighting for its life. Whittier is like one of the most diverse neighborhoods in the city, and I'm just seeing the gentrification every single day.
Yep.
It's just like,
Anyway,
I'm excited
a
for
whole
Mayday. I'm
bunch
gonna be
of
in the Mayday
cops.
stuff.
Oh,
so,
good. Yeah, I just saw a
Please
bunch.
go to Mayday.
I will for sure. I saw a bunch of the
I go to Reverie
big
because my friends are playing their show there.
trucks. Where?
At Reverie.
Yeah, Reverie.
They're,
Yeah,
like two
cool.
of my friends, good friends' bands are playing the Mayday stuff. So
Okay, awesome.
here.
Yeah, I'll look for you.
Okay.
Okay,
Take
have a
care,
good one.
day.